kind of going on the flyer. See, this is what happens when Israel misses a show. I rely on him to kill time while I try to be an idiot. Or try not to be an idiot. One of the two. Doesn't matter. We've got Superman, a.k.a. Burgess Martin, in studio with us. we have Ryan from Blackwall Monument, which is, by the way, that track that you did earlier. We're getting all sorts of tweets and all sorts of things. People love the shit out of that. So
awesome.
Whatever the hell you did, keep it up. And then we've got Business Kid in the building, baby. Forget about what you've heard. Forget about ferrets and jello fights. Business Kid is in the building. And then he's got his management, his security. Looks like he's a former member of the Nation of Islam. He's in the building with all the... he's got his surfer gimmick on today. And we've got on Skype Al Twerp from Libertarian Party of Kansas. Al, how are you? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Look at that. Let's see if we can turn this up a little bit. There we go. I think we can hear you now in studio. Now, Al, the 2014 Libertarian Convention is coming up. Let's talk about it.
Yes. This year it is April the 26th, and it's going to be in Wichita at the Holiday Inn East. And we are going to have a mixer on Friday, and then the convention goes the entire day and finishes up with a nice banquet with Gary Johnson in the evening.
So we are in the process, by the way, of working out details to come down there and do some broadcasting from there and interview some of the people. So that will be a hell of a fun experience. I'll have to say that the Libertarians are a little bit more welcoming than some of the other political parties in Kansas. So whatever you guys are doing, thank you. It seems to be you guys actually, I don't know, are not interested in trying to run for re-election all the time. You guys actually care about the issues, which is nice.
Yes, yep, we do.
Now, tell me a little bit more about some of the other things that the convention is going to be featuring.
Sure. Well, you know, I'll kind of go in order. On Friday, we will have a mixer. It costs $10 to get in, and Gary Johnson will be there. He will speak for about 5 minutes, and then we will also give our two governor candidates an opportunity to speak for 5 minutes. But we are expecting probably at least 100 people to come, and wow. The actual location is not worked out yet, but it may actually be in the same spot that the convention is. So we'll start with that, and then the event goes from 9 till 5 o'clock, and we'll start off the morning with going through the agenda. Where we have some state business to take care of. For example, we're going to be talking about making changes to our state convention and our state constitution bylaws, and we will also be nominating and electing folks who are interested in going to the national convention, which will be in Columbus, Ohio on June 26th through the 29th. And Kansas, it has been allotted 13 people, and so we will be deciding those. And then finishing off the morning, we will have a 1-hour debate/forum with our two governor candidates. So that should be a lot of fun to listen to and hear their positions and what their platform that they're going to be running on. And I know that both of them have been on this show a couple of times.
Yes. Very much so. We enjoy speaking to the governor candidates a lot because it seems like Brownback really just doesn't understand what the hell's going on. So I'm glad that we've got governor candidates who do actually understand what the heck is going on. We do have in studio with us, we have all sorts of different people. Who wants to, Ryan, you got anything for our Libertarian?
I don't know. I think it's cool that Gary Johnson's coming to Wichita.
That is pretty cool. How did you get that? How did that happen?
Well, the final details of that contract are not worked out completely, but we've already got it scheduled, and it's pretty much a done deal. I was the state chairman for the Gary Johnson campaign here in Kansas, and
That's
so
cool.
I've had a working relationship with him already, and had the contacts, and so that was our connection to Gary Johnson.
Wow. Well, that's pretty cool that he's coming to Kansas now. There's a lot of people running for governor, and there's a lot of people running for office. Out of the Libertarian candidates, with this debate, when exactly do we? Is there going to be a primary or anything to vote for these guys, or when does that take place?
Yeah, for the Libertarian Party, since we are not a major party yet, we nominate our candidates by convention, at this convention exactly. From 1 o'clock until 4 o'clock is the nominating convention. So the folks that are registered as Libertarian who show up at this convention have the opportunity to vote and make these decisions. We have decided that you have to be a registered Libertarian by April 1st to be able to vote. But basically the way this works is at 1 o'clock we will give the two governor candidates 5 more minutes to talk, and then we will vote with the people who are there. We will vote and decide which one is our candidate, and then we will go to our federal candidates, and we will, there may be some other contested races for U.S. Senate and Congress. Then we will move on to statewide races like the Attorney General and Secretary of State. Then after that, we will move to state legislators and local offices. And so we're expecting probably about 150 people will be there to vote. So this will be a good time.
That is really cool. Now,
so that's.
Let's talk about an issue we were kind of discussing here in studio before we went to break, and that is the legalization of marijuana in Kansas. After Colorado has made a lot of cash in taxpayer money, and the fact that other states are starting to look at this, do you think, I know that Kansas on several occasions has said it doesn't matter how many people, how many states legalize it, we're just bound and determined, we're never going to legalize it. It's expected that Colorado is going to make a couple $1 million this year on tax revenue. Do you think that's going to convince people in Kansas to go, hey, that whole pot thing, it's not such a bad idea after all?
Well, this is a conversation that's a gradual conversation. I think that there's a better opportunity this year than there was last year. I think every year the opportunity gets better for this to actually happen. Obviously, the Libertarian Party of Kansas is in support of hemp production. We're in support of medical marijuana, and we're for the legalization of marijuana altogether. We are for succeeding with all those or one at a time, but I think that there's a better chance, and we already have decided as a party to support SB 9, which is anticipated to be entered into the legislature again this year. So it's kind of tough to tell if it's going to actually happen this year or not, but I think the momentum is definitely growing, and we'll be there giving support.
That's cool. Now, Burgess, you have anything for our Libertarian representative?
I guess a lot of our listeners in the viewing area, you got the half of them that understand the political details, and you got the half of them that don't. So I don't know. Kind of in layman's terms, for those that are in the listening group that don't know much about this, what are some of the topics that you guys are focusing on right now that we can expect to see change? And just kind of let us know, what our listeners, why they should be involved in this, and how it affects them as well.
Well, we are involved in quite a few things, especially as the new legislative session starts. I can give you some topics that we've been working on and will be supporting. We already talked about medical marijuana. For the last 2 or 3 years, the Libertarian Party of Kansas has taken the lead on open carry firearm rights in Kansas. And there is a bill. Last year it was HB 2111. It will have a different number this year, but the Libertarian Party has been working with the Kansas Rifle Association on a lot of these gun bills, but this particular one is the one that the Libertarian Party of Kansas has taken the lead on, which would basically, this new law would negate some of the language in there on open carry that would erase the language in there that talks about cities and counties being able to more regulate the manner of open carry in Kansas. It would take all that out, and the cities and counties would not have the ability to do that. So that's another one that we're working on. We are also working with Representative Brett Hildebrand on HB 2421, which is the Fourth Amendment Preservation and Protection Bill. Basically, it allows for safeguards for electronic privacy in Kansas. I gave verbal and written testimony a couple of days ago in support of SB 126, which is abolishing the death penalty in Kansas. The executive committee of the Libertarian Party voted unanimously to support this. And we are also working on a few other smaller projects. For example, the fluoride bill, HB 2372, we are in support of that. That basically is a bill that which would give language to folks, their water bills, letting them know of concerns and dangers to fluoride in their water. That's the first step in correcting that situation.
Well,
So-
I'm definitely loving what I'm hearing. It seems like you guys are one of the main focuses you guys have is ensuring and supporting individual freedom, and I'm hearing a lot of that.
Yeah, that's our main focus, is protecting individual freedom, and also trying to reduce force by government and manipulation of the economy in Kansas. Just a bunch of different things, but it's all about individualism instead of collectivism. Securing individual rights, and so we're working on a lot of other things. And I've got folks out there in the Libertarian Party who are our eyes and ears on other projects that they will be forwarding that stuff on to the executive committee, and there'll probably be a bunch of other bills that we will either support or not support. We'll put in our 2 cents. But everything is contingent on the state convention right now. That's our biggest focus. I anticipate that we'll probably have, like we have in recent election cycles, about 20 to 25 candidates. And every single year our candidates are getting better, more qualified, and just, better skills. We have 2 really excellent governor candidates to choose from. And so, I invite everyone to come to the convention. You don't have to be a registered Libertarian to attend. You just have to be a registered Libertarian to vote. And, in the evening, starting at 6:30, we will have a banquet, and you can come and eat for $50, and you will also get to listen to Gary Johnson. Gary Johnson will be speaking at the convention starting at 7:45 that evening.
And is there and is there a website or anywhere that our listeners can go to view this information and also to gain a little bit even deeper perspective of your guys' party and what we're doing?
Yes, you can go to lpks.org, and that's our website. And we don't have everything posted yet. We also have it on our Facebook page. You can go there. We also have an event page that is created, and there will be more information as it becomes available. So you can find out everything about our platform. Any question that you want, you can go to our website and find out exactly what the Libertarian Party stance is on that position. We don't try to hide our answers. We're very transparent with how we feel, and you'll always know just where we stand on things. So you can find that information all on our website.
Business kid, you got anything for our libertarian? You sitting over there? Find a mic, sir. Find a mic, because I want to get the, as they say, the African American, the quote unquote urban take on things, as radio programmers call them, the urban take on things, which by the way means black. so much, so little time here.
Well, my main concern is about the fluoride, because I have a daughter, and I like the fact that you guys are taking action on that situation. I've heard about it a lot, and there is a possible. I mean, you're saying that there's chances that it can be like really dangerous.
Yes. Now I don't expect. Please don't expect me to be an expert on this subject. As the state chair, I have to know a little bit about a lot of different things, but it doesn't make sense in multiple ways. From an economic stance, trying to get fluoride to people, it's not a very economical way to put it into the water system. For example, probably, I don't know the exact percentages, but I would say that 99% of the water, goes down your toilet, waters your yard, waters your garden, washes your car, and the main focus of fluoride is for what they say is for fighting cavities in children. Well, if you take the population of children, that percentage of fluoride that actually gets to that particular target is even less. So it's a terribly inefficient way of distribution. Obviously, the Libertarian Party is not for forcing medication on people. One of the tools of liberty is choice, and we want people to be able to choose it for themselves, make that decision for themselves, not to have medication forced on them. And then there's also lots of research that says that it is harmful, and I don't pretend to be an expert on the science of it, but from what I've read and understand, it's very, very questionable, and people should. I highly encourage everyone to research this, and it just makes bad sense economically as far as distribution, and it has harmful side effects as well.
Now, with the fluoride situation, there's a lot of people in the state of Kansas. I know fairly recently, Salina, Kansas had a big deal on this. I know that Wichita had a situation last election cycle. As this continues to move forward, are people basically becoming more educated to this? And realizing how bad this stuff is to be put in the water?
Yeah, I think folks are. In my circle, I know, and of course that that's a lot of libertarians. Libertarians are very, very, they're open-minded, and also they're inquisitive. They have judging minds, and they're looking at these things. And so, but not just libertarians, but I think there's quite a few folks that they're listening to this, they're looking for answers, and I definitely think that folks, are wanting to find some answers, and they're not looking towards just what their dentists and dental care folks are telling them.
Yeah. Well, before we wrap everything up, you got anything else for him?
Okay, I'm sorry about the fluoride situation. I have one more question, and this kind of concerns me. Like, has there ever been any cases where individuals were allergic to it? Have they thought about, like, some individuals could be allergic to fluoride?
Well, any kind of medication is something that doesn't work for everyone. Everybody's bodies are different, and people react to things differently based on a multitude of different scenarios. And so I personally haven't done the research on on the numbers of people who have had allergic reactions. Obviously, there probably is, but you know, I don't want to guess on things. But I'm sure that's the case, and you know, like there's a high likelihood of that. Yes.
Okay, so I just had to ask that question, you know, because I found out that my daughter is allergic to oats, and if they were putting oats in water, you know, that would be. You see what I'm saying? Like if somebody's daughter or son is allergic to it, it could be. I mean, it'd be a scary thing. So that was my concern on it.
I would suggest to everybody, you know, not just to take my word on these things. That everyone needs to go out and do the research for themselves. It's part of their personal responsibility to be their own best advocate, and I suggest everyone go out and research both sides of it and make their decision. But the Libertarian Party position basically is that medication should not be forced on people. That's the key. That's the original premise to this argument for us.
Well, Al, thanks for being with us today. It's been a fun conversation. Thanks for coming on and chatting with us and chatting with our studio guests. And it's top of the hour time. Al, thanks for being with us. We'll talk soon, my friend, and I'll see you at the convention.
All right, thank you. Have
Appreciate it. Now we're going to take a quick time out here. It is top of the hour.